Summer season just started in Granblue, and with it, we got our first summer event. Let's not talk about it. And our first batch of summer characters in Raziel and Definite. And boy, what a batch! With new summer characters, one question started to float on my mind. Are all Fate episodes from summer characters just useless fluffy content, or do any of them have actual relevant stories for their respective plotlines? Hi, I'm Ducky, and today I want to talk about summer and yukata characters, and the level of relevancy of their Fate episodes. Check the results of my research after the intro. Currently, there are 118 characters in the game that are in the category of summer or yukata. In the last few days, I read every single one of the 118 characters Fate episodes. Yes, I'm completely fine. Why do you ask? This journey allowed me to separate the characters into three big categories. Actually relevant Fate episodes, somewhat relevant Fate episodes, and completely useless Fate episodes. For starters, let me explain what each category means. Actually relevant means that the stories told in these Fate episodes have meaning in one or more overarching plotlines. It means that they are mandatory reading, something that would appear in the related stories tab of an event, because the game wants you to experience that. Somewhat relevant is a step down. It explains stuff and expands on stuff, but maybe not in such detail. Or perhaps it's just a side thing, or information that could be derived from a different source, but it's still nice to read. Completely useless means that these episodes don't add to anything relevant. I'm not saying they are bad, I'm just saying you won't lose anything important by skipping them. Most of the new ones are really fun, and if you like the character, it will be a great experience. Just not relevant. The results are on your screen right now. If you just wanted to know the answer, that's it for the video. See you next week. Now, if you want to know why, I've got more yapping to do. Okay, now let's start with the actually relevant ones. Going in alphabetical order, we have Summer Kupitan. In her Fate episodes, we watch some of the most batshit insane things happen with this girl. It is a clear sign of what would come to pass in Unbound Asterism. I'd even say that it's a pretty good prologue to the event, and makes the ending feel even stronger. And Cygames agrees with me, as this episode was on the related stories tab for the event. If you like the accordant plotline, I would say this is mandatory reading. The second one is Yukata de la Fille. Reading her Fate episodes, you can very clearly see a plot hook for something new being created. We learned a bit about gems with her light versions on Cap, a few years ago. But this one is clearly setting up a narrative around the idea of cursed gems. Never got an event around her or her cool lithomancy powers. And this Fate episode could be preparation for what will come in the future. The next one is Summer Magiza. This is a similar case to De La Fille, in that we never got an event around her. But Magiza has been around for quite some time now, and show up as a secondary character sometimes. So when we finally learn about her past and how she got her powers, this is relevant information for her character as a whole. And that's exactly what happens in these Fate episodes. Because of that, for anyone interested in Magiza, this is a mandatory reading. Up next, we have Summer Monica. This one is interesting. There are actually two somewhat relevant things in here. Individually, they would simply be in the lower category. But since there's two of them, I thought it would be fair to say this has enough relevant content to say it's actually relevant. Monica's Fate episodes works both as a small epilogue to the whole Arcarum plotline, that you can watch in this video by the way, and also as a continuity of the Crew of Enforcers subplot that has been happening in a few Fate episodes, but never had a proper event. All in all, I think it's well worth the reading if you are interested in either of these points. Lastly, Summer Siegfried. This Fate episode is so important to August of the Dead that I'm surprised it didn't make it into the event itself. This is the de facto prologue for that event, while also throwing some more continuity into the August plotline, making a direct connection between the May days and the next event. Now, For the somewhat relevant ones, I will just do a quick draw, a single sentence for each. Let's start. Summer Albert, it explains one aspect of A Sweltering Eternal Getaway. Summer Dianta, short epilogue for 5 Flowers of Fate. Summer Eustace, he gets something that could be important in the future. Summer Shalene, it expands slightly on her past. Summer Horus, loosely a sequel to Heart of the Sun. Yukata Ilza, short epilogue to the Moon Saga. Summer Kumbira, it expands slightly on her uncapped episodes. Yukata Leona, some small world building about the Nalhegrand's characters. Summer Lunalu, Popo Saga. Summer Magus, loosely a sequel to Heart of the Sun. Summer Mag, short epilogue for August of the Dead. Summer Setwell, it expands slightly on the Ersteel plotline. Summer Death Note, loosely a sequel to Heart of the Sun. Summer Tico, interlude in between Marionette Stars and Unbound Asterism. Yukata Vanya, it expands slightly the Vampire and the Fox's plotlines. Summer Vikala, loosely a sequel to Zodiac Camp. Yukata Ingui, a small prequel to Full Metal Man 7. Okay, that's all. If I didn't mention a character, it's in the useless category. Lastly, some interesting tidbits I have gathered from this adventure. We have 18 summer designs and art of already playable units stuck in Fate episodes, but never released. 3 times I saw a direct reference to one very specific ancient meme. And then there's Yukata's Zarla Melina, who I couldn't really classify. Her Fate episode looks like it's setting something up, but it finishes itself with no real connection to anything. I'm not sure what to make of it. And that's it for this video, thank you all for watching. This project took a lot longer than I was expecting. I almost had problems making the deadline because of how long it took in the research phase. At least it made a significant dent into my Fate episode backlog. What's your favorite summer or yukata character? And who is in your wishlist to get one? Let me know in the comments. Anyway, this was Ducky and I'll see you all later.